On today's edition of Saints Now by Chat Sports, we're going to be looking at some positive injury news ahead of Thursday Night Football tomorrow. And then also we're going to talk about this rumor right here. Jayden Daniels, the LSU quarterback, the Heisman winner, does he want to be a New Orleans Saint? We're going to dive into all that and then some on today's video. But before we get to that, I want to show some very special love and give a very special shout out to one of our big-time supporters here, Nico Canada. He's a major supporter. He's at dang near every single watch party, super chats like crazy, and he is an absolute legend. And he DM'd me that him and his lovely lady are having a baby girl. So congratulations, Nico. Just wanted to show you guys some love. And that, without further ado, let's get into the video. Today's video is sponsored by PrizePicks, and it would not be made possible without the awesome daily fantasy sports app. If you want to get started, go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use a promo code CLNS, and you'll get a first deposit match up to $100. Now, if you're unfamiliar with PrizePicks, if you haven't watched one of our videos before, PrizePicks is daily fantasy sports made easy. It's not gambling. It's not sports betting. It's daily fantasy sports. All you do is pick two or more players, choose more or less based on a numerical projected stat, and voila, you can go win some money. So in terms of my projections for Thursday Night Football, if you care to tail me, if you care to fade me, these are the ones I'm rolling with. I'm going with Taysom Hill, more than half a rushing or receiving touchdown, and that is a goblin pick. Or a demon pick, excuse me. And one of the promotions they're running right now is demon and goblin picks. Where demon picks, they're statistically harder to win, but the entry qualifies for higher payouts, up to 100 times their money. So Taysom Hill, go make me rich. And guys, get started with prizepicks.com/CLNS. Plug in the promo code, all that information at the comment section and description of this video. Thank you to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's show. All right, so I wanted to just say, positive injury news, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Chris Olave is back. We're not going to waste any time. We're just going to say Chris Olave, number 12, he is expected to return from his ankle injury this week. Nick Underhill yesterday evening was confirming this report. He tweeted it out or posted it on X, whatever you want to call it, but Chris Olave is expected to return from his ankle injury. That's amazing news. He's expected to play this week in a very big-time matchup, a very, very important game that has huge playoff implications, so this is awesome news. And if you're excited about Chris Olave's return, if you're pumped up, hit that thumbs-up icon, because Chris Olave is here to pump you up. So welcome back, number 12. He did suffer that ankle injury against the Panthers in Week 14. And what didn't seem like it was anything crazy, but then the injury report came out for Week 15, and that's when we found out he had that ankle injury. He did not play against the New York Giants last week, in case you missed the game or in case you didn't know. And yesterday on the injury report, he was listed as a limited participant. Now, on Monday's injury report, he was listed as a did not participate, but it was a projected injury report, and yesterday was just walkthroughs. So, nothing really too crazy. He wasn't having to run a ton of routes and stuff, having to do a ton of, grueling work. But I just have to say, thank you, football gods. Thank you so much. We get number 12 back. I mean, look at the impact that this guy has had on the New Orleans Saints this season. He has been stellar. He has been incredible. And whenever he has the ball in his hands, he's making plays, it seems like, damn near every time. And the wide receiver depth chart desperately needed Chris Olave back. So, A.T. Perry, he's been doing some good things. I want to talk about him in a second. But Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed, they're an incredible dynamic duo. Got to give credit to Lynn Bowden Jr. and Keith Kirkwood for stepping up last week as well. And then on the practice squad, in case you can't get Olave back, you have Marquez Callaway, Shaq Davis, Jontre Kirkland. Those are all guys in case, the practice reports take a turn for the worse and Olave can't go. But that is what the depth chart looks like, and you can see it's already pretty thin because Michael Thomas is on IR. And like I said, I want to talk about A.T. Perry because goodness gracious, I need more. I need more A.T. Perry. I want more passes to him. I want him to get involved more. He has been stellar. It seems like literally every time the ball is headed toward him, he's going to come up with the catch, and every single time he's making a major big-time play. I mean, I love what I've seen out of A.T. Perry. The rookie from Wake Forest has been stellar. So get him the ball, utilize him in the game, and have him work around and with Chris Olave, not pick one or the other. And dear Pete Carmichael, in case Chris Olave is a little bit banged up or in case he can't go 150%, if he's only at 110, if you will, don't forget about Himmy. Give him the ball in the red zone. If you're inside the 30, throw the ball to Jimmy Graham. That is probably the best bet you can make at this point. And then if that's not enough for you, well, just like DJ Khaled, we got another one. Alvin Kamara, who is an incredible receiving threat. He has put up over 440 yards of receiving on the ground, or in the air, in receiving. 68 receptions. He's had a touchdown in the air. I want to see him continue to be a part of that offense. Utilize him as much as you can. Give him the ball. Spread it out. Get Taysom Hill involved. That's my point. You don't have to rely on Chris Olave being back to succeed. You have plenty of options in case Chris Olave is in a little bit of a funk or in case he isn't at 150%. But I want you to shout out your favorite player on the Saints offense for me. Who is yours? For me, I'm going to cheat, and you guys can do the same. If you can't pick just one, give me your top three. And in no particular order, I'm going Taysom Hill, Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave. I love Alvin Kamara. He's awesome. But, man, number 12 and number 22 are fun as hell to watch when they have the ball in their hand. But guys, there's more. When it rains, it pours, baby. Rain 1134, I'm talking to you. When there's more good news around your running back room, you have to love that. Kendre Miller, he's been dealing with an ankle injury for a long time throughout this season. He was listed as a limited participant in yesterday's practice, which is great news because not only is he a big-time threat on the ground, he has great contact balance, he's a phenomenal football player, but he has developed into a very good pass catcher. You see the numbers below me. This picture came from the preseason, and there's been other catches, but I mean, this catch was awesome. Diving catch, has a lot to prove in the preseason. It was awesome to see that. 10 targets, 9 receptions, over 100 yards on 9 catches is great. He has 12.3 yards per tote. I absolutely love it. I want to see him get more opportunities. I want to see him get healthy, and I want to see him be a big-time contributor to this offense. And guys, I want to encourage you, if you haven't already, to subscribe and lock us in for more injury news, awesome content. We have live coverage. We put out shorts. We put out stuff on our community page. So if you guys just want content across all facets in all forms and fashion, I encourage you to join the over 24,000 members of our family we have today. And we will be live tomorrow night. It will be producer Chip and I, who was with us in Monday Night Football Week 2. We had an absolute blast. He was with us against the Jags game on Thursday Night Football. We were having so much fun, and he's going to be back on Thursday night. Join us an hour before kickoff at 6:15 p.m. Central Time for our live show, our pregame show, Super Chat giveaways. We're going to have so much fun, and I hope to see all of you there. All right, so this is probably the reason why you clicked on today's video. So I put out this tweet. It's got like at least 300,000 views at this point. I mean, it's going absolutely nuclear, and I just have to share it with you guys. I had to do a whole segment on it in a video. You see the tweet to my side. Jayden Daniels and Malik Neighbors, they were working out together with each other over the weekend. And Malik Neighbors, they went live on his Instagram, and they were like, hey, let's field some questions. Let's do what Chat Sports does and interact with the audience and interact with our fans. And you see the quotes right here. I'm going to play you the short that I made on it because I want you guys to make up your own minds. I think that Jayden Daniels may want to stay in Louisiana.
Does Jayden Daniels want to be a New Orleans Saint? The LSU quarterback was working out with his fellow wide receiver Malik Neighbors, and they decided to take a break on Saturday and field some questions and go live on Instagram. They wanted to interact with their fans and with their followers, a lot like we do here at Chat Sports, but I'm going to let the video do the talking.
Think a package deal? Are we a package deal, bro?
No, we're not going to the Saints.
Now, it's not like the New Orleans Saints have an extensive history of drafting LSU Tigers or quarterbacks in the first round. If you want to see the last LSU Tiger that they drafted, it was Will Clapp in the 7th round back in 2018. And before that, it was Al Woods in the 4th round of 2010. But guys, this is why you follow and subscribe, because we post videos on social media and YouTube every single day. And I just want you to let me know, do you want Jayden Daniels to be the Saints quarterback next year?
So I did post that video. Obviously, there was a screen recording from Malik Neighbors' Instagram story. So there's all the credit for that. But guys, I think that it was a pretty interesting thing. This is something that has to be talked about because I think that the Heisman quarterback might want to stick around. It's a weird video. I understand that the context of it is kind of interesting, and it's hard to even tell exactly what was said, but that's kind of what I heard. That's what I saw on Twitter. That's what I've seen everywhere. And in terms of the scouting profile, let's just talk about Daniels as the player. He started at Arizona State, transferred to LSU in 2022. Now, this is not just your average football player. He's a 5-time SEC Player of the Week in 2023. He had the highest passer efficiency rating in FBS history with a 208.01. And he was the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm winner and the 2023 Heisman winner. So this is a guy who's very special. And when you look at what he did in 2023 in terms of the numbers, that is unbelievable. He was third in passing yards, third in yards per game, first in yards per attempt. In terms of passing touchdowns, first, only 4 interceptions. And he had 88 big plays, meaning those were plays of 20-plus more yards. This is a special guy. And he does it in the air. He does it on the ground. Over 1,100 yards, 8.4 yards per carry, 10 touchdowns on the ground. I mean, this guy is special. And if that is not reason enough to draft him, I have 5 key things. He has really good arm strength, and he's very accurate. His dual threat ability is absolutely insane. It is nuclear what he can do. He provides a lot of youth and energy and charisma and swagger and fun to this offense. And he's a hardworking, committed football player. He has developed every single year. The numbers improved every single year. In every game, you saw him get a little bit better. And plus, when you have a cheap quarterback on a rookie contract, you can spend money anywhere else. Look at the San Francisco 49ers. And my take on this, here's the thing. I would love to have Jayden Daniels in New Orleans. I think that would be one of the best moves that the Saints can make this offseason. But I am not necessarily sold on Dennis Allen drafting him. I think that Dennis Allen is committed to Carr. I don't think Dennis Allen is looking into the future down the road, a few years, who's going to be our quarterback. I think he's looking for right now, what can I go do to hoist a Lombardi trophy? And unfortunately, I don't think that means Jayden Daniels is going to be a New Orleans Saint. But that being said, I would absolutely love it. But I need you to get loud for me, Saints fans. If you want Jayden Daniels in New Orleans, Dennis Allen has to see this comment section. Saints fans, Saints front office members, players, coaches, whoever, they will see this comment section. So if you want Jayden Daniels in New Orleans, give me a JD. And y'all stay golden. We'll catch you next time.